God, he's common, isn't he?
It's Just Jack.
It's good. I like it. I love the original track that he's nicked the riff off of, or you know what they call that.
Lullaby.
Stealing. Not
Sample.
Stealing, sample. Yeah. Okay. David Baddiel is with us, ladies and gentlemen. One of the best comedians in the country. He's currently to be seen on ITV. That's right. Lower your standards one night a week on Unplanned with Frank Skinner. It's a show where the two of them get together and can't be bothered to write anything really.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
But do remarkably
it's a bit like this
well.
show in some respects.
Only funny though, yours. And yet it was on Wednesday nights. This week it's been moved to Thursday night because of the football. I believe.
Because of the football, but what that means is that we're on after the Brits, which is a bit upsetting, really, because Frank, I think, would like to be able to talk positively about his experience at the Brits, and he won't be able to because the show will be recorded before it goes out.
Yours is recorded beforehand, therefore you can't comment on that.
Well, particularly it's moved. We'll actually be recording it 2 days beforehand now.
Well, don't talk it down like that. We're meant to be giving you a chance to lure viewers in, and you're now saying
we're
it's not
against
very
you.
topical. It's pre-recorded several days in advance. It's quite stale. And, don't do that. Frank's at home fuming now.
I'm still upset about the chicken thing.
Well,
for listeners who just joined us, Jonathan claimed just before that when he was
Hold
saying
on,
my house, claimed that I gave him a 6-month-old chicken.
it was at least 6 months. Wasn't it? How old was it?
It wasn't a chicken.
What was it?
It wasn't a chicken.
Turkey.
As far as I remember, it was ice cream. I can remember clearly.
What the? What planet was it? Well, who would give you chicken-flavoured ice cream?
Well, it's possible that the chicken had decomposed so much it now looked like ice cream.
No, no, don't you remember we got 2 chickens out and one you threw away, it was so stinky.
Yeah.
The other one you cooked and gave me.
But they weren't from the freezer.
Well, where were they from?
The one that was stinky was only about 4 days old, and I brought it up from London. The other one I bought from my local butcher. He kills his chickens himself.
Yeah, and he puts them in the freezer for months.
Yeah.
Something was going on there anyway.
No, but I threw one of them away, and actually it was a first for me. It was a breakthrough for me, because you're right. I do normally keep food, and I hate throwing food out. And I got this chicken out, and actually smelling it made me feel physically sick. And I thought, I can't really give him this. He's got young kids. They might eat it. They might die. It'd be terrible.
My mum...
Actually, I wanted to ask you, what am I supposed to get for your... This is something I don't understand, is if someone's got 3 children, what do you feed them? Because children, they've got all sorts of fussy eating things.
Yeah, well, bread.
Just bread. Right. Well, 6 months old bread, or...
You can't go wrong with fresh, anything that's got carbs in, kids love.
Really?
Anything that's carbohydrate heavy. Bread, pasta.
No, but you give kids something, especially kind of kids your age, and they've been eating it for ages, and so you give it to them one day, they say, oh, no, I don't eat that anymore.
Oh, no, they chop and change every day.
Yeah.
You can't expect any consistency in a child's menu.
No, really?
Yeah, no, sometimes I'll...
We'll eat the chicken curry pie.
I bring someone up for breakfast, I go up, it's untouched. I say, what's going on? I say, well, I don't like that.
Yeah.
You liked it yesterday? Yeah, I don't like it anymore.
I know, that's ridiculous. What's that about?
I'll never eat it again. It's that kind of approach.
It's rubbish.
They swerve.
Do you know, I came into your waiting room just then, and Billy Ocean said to me, I was just thinking about you. He did. He actually said it. I thought, I know I'm in showbiz now. Billy Ocean. I didn't know it was Billy Ocean. I thought it was a Lenny Henry character.
No, he thought you were Leon Trotsky. What's that mean?
I don't know what you're talking about.
Nor do I. So we watched that wedding show together on ITV.
Yeah, we did the other day.
Yeah,
that wedding show.
quite
I actually was quite angry about that wedding show. You know me. I'm not a man who gets angry.
You're not an angry man.
No, but
you don't like spending that much energy to get angry, do you?
No, I don't. I don't like doing that. But I was watching it and I was thinking, this is terrible. These blokes I don't know if you've seen it, but they don't know that they're going to be married. They think...
What happens?
I'll tell you what's really cruel about it.
A woman is approached by a production team to see where she comes from, and they say, you'll pretend, this is the deal, isn't it, that it's a makeover show.
Yeah, but what's really cruel about it is they say to the boyfriends, what it is, it's a show we're going to make over your girlfriend to look like your perfect woman. Right. So we're going to make her, she's going to look like Kylie Minogue, or she's going to look like Jennifer Lopez, or something like that.
You saw the woman getting married, didn't you?
Yeah.
None of them could be made to look like either of those people.
No, absolutely not. But what's particularly upsetting is the bloke comes out... he's expecting, just a fantastic woman.
Expecting one of the best treats of his life.
Yeah, and what she looks like she always does.
But she's wearing a wedding gown!
A wedding gown! So she doesn't even look nicer than she normally does when she's wearing a wedding gown.
Well, I'd beg to differ there. Come on.
No, because presumably the idea is we're going to make you up to look like someone fantastic. Anyway,
did you see... No, what you're saying is sexy.
What am I saying? What I'm saying is sexy.
You're saying she'll be made to look fantastic, i.e. sexy, sexually available to you, the husband.
Of course that's what I'm saying.
That's your limited Weltanschauung.
Of course that's what I'm saying.
That's David Baddiel's worldview.
Do not use the word Weltanschauung.
You can use it on radio too. We've got a very broad catchment area. A lot of Germans. Lebensraum.
Did you see what happened, though?
I did.
On Thursday... Yeah, the last one, because I was really hoping, because I have a sadistic edge to me, that one bloke at least would say, well, no, I'm not going to marry you. Because I don't know about you, listeners, or anyone in here, but if a woman did that to me, even if I'd loved her all the time up to that, I'd say, no, I'm not going to marry you, you mad person. Of course I'm going to marry you in front of Mark Durden-Smith. It could have been John Leslie. I might have been married in front. Of course I'm not going to have memories of my wedding with John Leslie.
No, you know you want it.
John, get out of here.
You know you want to get
God, I thought he was in here for a minute, didn't you? Anyway, the last bloke, who was called Big Mike.
Big Mike, and he was big, wasn't he?
He was a big lad.
Oh, he's a big
I thought he was going to say no. And he did this thing of saying, look, I can't do it like this, not like this. And the woman was in tears. It was one of the worst pieces of television I've ever seen. And I was really pleased about it. And then he said, I've got to ask you, you can't ask me. And he got down on one knee and they did bloody get
married. And even down on one knee, he was taller than her. That's What a terrible show. Is it on next week?
No, I think that's it.
Oh, that's a shame.
Yeah, it's a shame.
It's a guilty pleasure.
Yeah, no, I did enjoy it.
But I didn't like I thought the was he a priest? What was he? Was he Greek Orthodox? I don't know. He came out. He was a bit of a creepy bloke. The Reverend Rosbell.
Reverend Ross.
The Reverend Rosbell.
No, Rossbell. It was Ross. It was one of your relations.
That was a quick ceremony.
What?
He tried to make it special
for
for
the love child of you and Jamie Bell.
Well, they had
Reverend Ross Bell.
He was spitting a lot. But they had to move him on because they had, Strike It Lucky coming in. That's no way to get married, is it? Studio One, LWT.
Strike It Lucky. What, Michael Barrymore's finally come back?
Why shouldn't he?
Just because the studio's free?
Why shouldn't he bounce back?
No, he should bounce back. Nothing's been proved.
Yeah, you know what those nurses are like? They're always tampering with dead bodies. That's a ridiculous alibi.
Well, I don't know. Do you want me to talk about it? I'm not sure if you're talking about it.
Save it for your show.
I have a whole theory about it.
Unplanned this series. I've seen 2 of the 3 that have gone out so far.
Yeah.
I've enjoyed them both, perhaps more than any of the previous ones. I don't know whether it's just because you've hit your stride.
Because you hated it before.
I didn't hate it before, but I often found myself sitting there quite tense.
Yeah. There were live shows. Some people said it did make them quite tense because that's part of the thing of it. I think if you do a live unscripted show, you expect the audience to be quite tense. But sometimes that really, really worked, and then sometimes it didn't. So now the show is edited, and I think it's better as a result. Although you lose something at the same time,
you lose that energy, you lose that spontaneity, and you lose.
Don't overdo it.
You lose a lot of the humour. No, but someone said to me, a very wise man, said sometimes when it's live, it's kind of close to improv. And even though you 2 are obviously very accomplished comedians, but it's close to improv. And someone once told me someone gave me this quote and said that improv is actually harder to watch than to do.
Right.
And I don't think that's true in your case, but certainly there's that feeling sometimes when you're watching, because there is it is hard because you're investing a lot and you're worried.
Yeah. I think particularly people close to you. My girlfriend told me that she, when it was live, she found it very, very hard to watch indeed. And I think probably I didn't want to subject my loved ones to that kind of tension anymore.
Let's face it, you need all the fans you can get.
Well, exactly.
Don't we all? I've got an idea for this week's show.
For our show?
Yeah.
But it's unplanned. You can't give me ideas.
I'm giving you an idea now.
Okay. I won't be able to use it.
I want Frank to propose to you, and I want Roswell to come out behind you.
No, he's not Roswell. You're thinking of Roswell, that place where there are aliens. He's from there.
Hence my confusion.
Yeah, he had a funny head.
That'd be great if you were told that Frank had been put in for a makeover show.
Yeah, to be who? Who would he be? Someone from the 1940s.
Actually, he drags up, Vera Lynn.
Yeah, Vera Lynn.
Your ideal woman.
That'd be great. I'd come along to meet him and I'd have to marry him.
We should talk about... I want to talk about many things with you, but I want to talk about how well you and Frank did on Who Wants to Be a Celebrity Millionaire.
Oh, you did very badly on it, didn't
Exactly.
you? You and your wife.
I want to talk about the unfairness of the question.
No, you're still upset about it.
Yeah, because you're an ITV name, they gave you easier questions.
They did not give us easier questions.
They gave you easy questions.
No, they
Jane
didn't.
and I were associated with the BBC. They gave us tough questions. Admit it.
What did you go out on?
How many episodes of Coronation Street have there been? An ITV question based on an ITV show watched mainly by people in the north of this fine country.
Well, how many episodes ever?
Ever? It was. Yeah. To the minute.
Now, what did you get?
How many times has the expression duck been used on Coronation Street?
£12,000.
No, we went down to 1.
You're 1?
Yeah, thanks for rubbing it in.
What charity did that go to?
Look, that chicken was old, OK? It was old.
Yeah. They must have been very upset at the charity.
What? Okay.
Yeah.
Roxy Music, early Roxy Music. Was that from the second album, For Your Pleasure?
I think so.
Is that the first album? I can't remember. It's great, Roxy Music. I'm playing Brian Ferry at tennis soon.
Oh, yeah?
Are you?
Yeah, well, you're so surprised.
Well, I'm surprised because I used to be a regular tennis partner. Now it's all sorts of people. It's Ricky Gervais, it's Brian Ferry.
Well, I
Who
need a
next?
challenge.
Bill Clinton.
That would be good, wouldn't it?
Yeah, he would be good.
I'd like to play Saddam Hussein.
Would you?
I get the feeling there's a nice side to him we haven't brought out yet.
Yeah.
Let's see if tennis can do it.
I imagine he might be good at tennis.
I suspect he will be. If not, he'd unleash a small packet of white powder in your direction.
Yeah.
Rendering you unable to play. It's not very funny in the current climate. I apologise in advance. Please don't phone in. Yeah. Did you get your partner a lovely Valentine's card yesterday? Did she get you anything in return?
Yes, I got her all sorts of things. I bought her a little... I'm going to say brooch, but it's not a brooch, is it? It's a necklace. A brooch is something that old ladies wear.
Well, not only old ladies. Hold on.
Yeah, no, a brooch is something old ladies
something
wear.
you pin on.
Yeah, it wasn't a brooch. It was.
It's kind of the domain of the old lady, but it's not exclusive of the old lady.
Yeah, it was a necklace with a little heart on it.
That's nice.
Apparently, she really loved it.
That's lovely.
And I got her that, and then I took her out You know, I like to do these things classically. I took her to the West End show.
Lovely.
Followed by dinner at Claridge's.
That is a
I'll
fantastic...
tell you something about dinner at Claridge's, right? We went to this West End show, right? And it was Taboo, which I really enjoyed. I thought
That's
it was
the
really
Boy
great. The
George
Boy
show,
George
but
musical, yeah. It's in a bit of a low-rent place.
Yeah.
But,
It's got Ewan Morton back in, who's the young actor who plays George, who's superb.
He's incredible. He just
he's
looks so much like Boy George.
And
It's
George is
extraordinary.
back playing Lee Bowie.
No, we didn't see George. Wasn't there. George, we had the understudy, which is a bit of a shame. But I'd like to see Matt Lucas doing Lee Bowie. I met Lee Bowie.
Martine McCutcheon, isn't it? Is that what
Yeah,
she's
that's
playing
right.
Lee
Yeah,
Bowie,
yeah. She's always got a cough. But I met Lee Bowie once.
Did I?
In 1986 at the Anthony Duffy Gallery.
Wow.
What about that? And then it was recreated. That might not the meeting of not me
When he
meeting
was
him.
performing.
When he was like an exhibit.
You were there for that.
Well, yeah, I was there. I met him
You
there.
should have gone up and joined them on stage for a bit of
I know, I should have done a
authenticity.
song with it. Anyway, we did that. So anyway, 10:30 we didn't get out to that, so we didn't get to Claridge's till 11, right? You get to Claridge's, the only thing on offer at 11 o'clock was a 7-course Valentine's special menu,
Wow.
right? You didn't have any choice. You couldn't say, well, actually, we'd like to be home at 12. So
We'd like a sandwich.
Yeah, we'd like a sandwich. We had to have 7 courses, so we went out of there till 1:30.
If all you've got in your life to complain about is being forced to have a 7-course meal at Claridge's deal, then you don't have anything to complain about, and I trust you to keep a level head on your shoulder.
Yeah.
Follow up
I
with
sound
the
like
officer's
Catherine
advice.
Zeta-Jones, don't I?
Yes, exactly. We're very upset, you know.
Very upset.
Take a picture of me eating.
Yes, £1 million. That's nothing to us. We can't really do Welsh. Even though my dad's Welsh, I can't even do a Welsh accent.
Christ.
He's a bit like Catherine Zeta-Jones in some
Your
respect.
dad is quite a character.
Yeah.
Both your parents are quite characters.
I pointed this out actually on the programme, but Colin Powell,
Yeah.
his name is Colin.
Yeah.
It's not Colin. I've never heard of anyone called Colin. He's called Colin. My dad is called Colin, and calling him Colin Brian Baddiel would be just totally ridiculous.
It would be an insult in actual
Yeah.
fact. It's like calling me a colon.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like,
That's what Frank said. That's incredible.
But then old names are sometimes pronounced differently. Ralph Fiennes, you pronounce Rafe Fiennes.
No.
Apparently that's the traditional pronunciation of
No,
Ralph.
that's because he's mad.
No, he says it's the way...
He's got a speech defect. He's trying to say Ralph. He can't do it.
Ralph! You can't say it.
Do you know, I read something in the Star today.
Oh, don't admit to that.
No, I found it in the Daily Star on the way here. Right, and they send texts to the Daily Star. They're too stupid. The readers to send letters. They have to send texts.
No, it's the modern way.
And there's one about the war. There's just one thing I like about it. I could be wrong that this is amusing, but it says, how come Blair has not shut our borders when war is on us? Instead, he's letting more asylum seekers into the country with open arms. Idiot. That's it, right? I love the fact that he was moved to right. Idiot. That's from Terry Oldbury.
Well, you see, the smarter person
Yeah.
operates in a different realm. That's the kind of common man's voice.
Is it?
Yeah, he says the Prime Minister, idiot. That's
Yeah,
it. He
idiot.
doesn't. There's no fine tuning involved there.
Yeah.
You're going on Question Time again, aren't you?
I believe I'm going on next week, and I'll tell you something about it. The Question Time is on Thursdays, and because we've been moved on Thursday, I've been on BBC. I will be on Thursday on BBC One and ITV at the same time.
Straddling both
It's
channels.
never been done before.
Never.
Never.
And never will be again, I suspect, after
I've done it.
TV bosses get to hear about this blatant breach of order.
Yeah, I'm on with Frederick Forsyth.
But last time you were on,
Yeah.
you've been on once before, haven't you?
Yeah, I was on once.
Last time you were on, I remember thinking you were on under false pretences.
What do you mean? You thought it wasn't me?
No, because the week before you went on, you were asking everyone what we thought about things.
Well, that's true. Yeah.
You're trying to find out
I've
other
got
people's
no views
opinions
at
to
all.
express as your own.
I've got no views at all
And
about
a friend
politics.
of yours who writes for The Guardian, you're saying, I'll give him a call.
Yeah, well, that's true. I've got no views on anything, but they ask me on Question Time. I can't help it. I've got to find out what the currency is, what the zeitgeist is in the country. Someone like you might give me a very fine opinion that I can spout on Question Time as my own.
Just to keep reading
Mr.
the Star.
Dimbleby, I heard this from the broadcaster Jonathan Ross, and he thinks this, and this. I'm happy to credit you if that's what you're upset about.
I dare you now, I require you.
Yeah.
I insist that you call Blair an idiot. With the same voice
Yeah,
you use there.
yeah.
I dare you to read that quote out, word
That's
for
my
word
own.
perfect, as your own opinion. We're on the verge of war, he's the more asylum seekers, idiot. And cut to Dimbleby's face as it falls. As he realised, no, we've got to stop having comedians on.
Yeah, that'll be rubbish. Frederick Forsyth will be saying much the same thing anyway.
Frederick Forsyth, is he still with us?
He's so posh, Frederick Forsyth.
He looks posh, doesn't he?
Yeah.
Posh people always look a bit like horses.
Yeah, they always do look a bit like horses.
And he looks like a horse.
Yeah, perhaps he's a horse.
Most of them, actually, some don't look like horses, some look like Toby Jones.
I call him Frederick Forsyth.
That's the kind of stuff you can get every week on ITV, Unplanned, ladies and gentlemen. I know what you're thinking. He must have written that in advance, but no. He just came
believe
up
it,
with
just
the
came to
horse
it. Can you believe it?
It's unbelievable.
Would it work better as Hedrick Forsyth? Anyway.
You haven't got enough food for us for the weekend. We've just established you've bought a little bit of meat and there's enough probably for like one person.
It's a joint of beef, but I didn't buy it.
I'll go shopping after.
No, I'm a bit worried about it because they reduce as well. And in the I've got an Arga down there. They reduce
You never
terribly.
buy enough food. It's
No, I
food.
do.
You
I
don't.
can't believe it.
You know,
I do.
I'll
Oh.
get racist on you, but it's a Jewish thing, isn't
It's
it?
not a Jewish thing. Okay, well, I thought you just ate kosher. That's my fault. Everyone thinks you're Jewish. You're married to a Jewish woman.
I think I should convert in.
You should, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it looked good on you. The Jewishness.
What? Just wear it. What is that? Is it guilt? No, that's Catholic, isn't it?
Gil and all the rest of
A
it.
couple. Oh, by the way, I need Megabuts 4 back. Okay, David, I'll see you later. Thank you so much for coming in. David and Frank can be seen on Baddiel and Skinner Unplanned. It wasn't
Wednesday night, it's ITV, apart from next week, which is Thursday night.
Thursday night, it's about 10:30?
Yeah.
Okay. Thanks to all our guests for joining us. How lovely it was to have them here today. Thank you for listening. 88 to 91 FM, this is Radio 2 from the BBC.